Workout started. Steady. 5 kilometers. At 8 minutes per kilometer. Go! Auto pause.
Oops, better turn the auto pause off because I'm heading for Mount Douglas, and Mount Douglas is not the best place for a GPS signal. So quite often my workout gets cut off and then restarts and cut off and restarts. So today I'm just going to run without auto pause 5 kilometers.
Workout resumed.
Alright, I'm off again. And I'm also testing my new voice recorder, which I think is working. Yeah, it's working. My quickest route to Mount Doug is straight down San Juan, across Harvest Lane, and then up via Glendenning. So that's what I'll do. I think I should probably do a continuous recording today, and then I'll put one together later for my friend Adam, the Zen Vader. Maybe I'll record a separate section on the top when I get to the summit. I don't have a functioning camera with sound today. All I have is my iPhone, but it's not recording sound with the video unless I use the earbud mic. Not sure why. It's not the end of the world. I'm so used to having malfunctioning equipment. I get used to it. You become stoic. It's very early for me today. 8:30, not even 8:30 on a Sunday. We will hear what the ice smooth run lady has to tell us today. I'm not sure what's set. It's almost like a guessing game. But I seem to remember it was 5 kilometers at 8-minute pace.
Ahead. Workout average pace. 7 minutes. 35 seconds per kilometer.
Yep. That's what I have. I'm ahead of the pace in the first 3 minutes. But Mount Douglas will humble me quite soon. I only need about 35 minutes for my 10-hour total for the week. So yeah, I've got a new voice recorder. It's exactly the same as the other one. Hello. I'm using the same wind filter, a couple of digits of my throwaway glove, I haven't found anything better, but because I'm cutting fingers off gloves, the bottom end is frayed. So eventually, with putting on the elastic band and taking off the elastic band, it gets frayed, and then ladders start to appear in my windsock. I haven't worn my mountain shoes for almost 3 months now. They're my oldest and most worn out pair of shoes, but they are very good on wet rock, and that is what I'll be running on today. Wet rock. Well, I won't be running on it, I'll be hiking on it. I'm going to take the early trail option and turn on Robinwood towards Mount Douglas Creek.
51 seconds. Ahead. Workout average pace. 6 minutes. 59 seconds per kilometer.
Yesterday was the Slow Runners Club 5K, which, quite frankly, it surprised me. It did actually surprise me when I realized that I was indeed running quite fast. But I'd spent a good week of training followed by a taper with cycling as my option, and then a 5K in the park on the flat. So this is the 1 kilometer mark, which I'm not sure if she noticed. I might have it only with the 3-minute reminders. That would be quite tolerable. Okay, so I'm going to take a picture of Mount Doug because she has, or he has, his head in the clouds. And that is exactly where I'm going to be in about half an hour. So let me just take that picture and get back on my way. Got it. No auto pause, remember? So she won't be doing that annoying voice of hers. Actually, it's not too bad. I'd rather her speak to me like that than have to run with earbuds to hear her. She does give me some useful clues as to the progress of the run. She also helps us keep track of where I am. So 5K is relatively short. I will probably go over. Maybe I set it for... No, I think I set it for 5K, that's right. At 8 minutes per kilometer. So this is all the storm management area of Douglas Creek, where they've been upgrading the weir precisely for the little weather anomaly we had in the last couple of days. We're heading across the weir and up past the new tree graveyard. I came this way with my cousin Marie. Not my cousin, my niece Marie. We hiked, and within about 15 minutes, unfortunately, Marie developed a blister on her toe. She ended up preferring to walk barefoot at the end. Okay, so this is the tree graveyard. I should be heading for the foot of Mount Doug, but I keep getting distracted by interesting diversions. I'll try and avoid that in the interest of not necessarily brevity, but I'm planning to get a 48-minute show out today. Okay, so I'm just catching my breath as I walk across the crosswalk. There's a bunch of 3 trail runners ahead of me. They will probably hang a left onto Norn, but I'm only guessing. Maybe they're going to go straight up the road. Yep, that's what they're doing. They're doing hill repeats. I'm doing the same, but via the trails. I'm going to be coming across a less familiar fake bridge. I remember doing this trail once in the dark. I'm getting towards the hike zone. Here we are, hiking again on good old Mount Doug. So now I'm going to be using the option of when in doubt, go up. I have actually got trapped a couple of times using this route. Because there's 1 or 2 spots where you tend to take the down because the up looks a little intimidating, and then you end up on a lookout spot. So you have to come back or climb down sheer rock. I know I've got my mountain shoes on, but I don't want to have to climb on all fours. Alright, so this is officially Harrop Trail, I believe, and it is officially a hike from here. The girl should say something soon. I guess I could check, see if she's still working for me. My smooth run lady went to sleep after I took that picture, but that's okay. It is a Sunday and I know that I only need, I think it's 31 minutes today. I'm guaranteed that. Probably before I get to the summit, I'm guaranteed that. Let me put this phone away. Yep, moral of the story is the phone does not like to take pictures while it's recording my GPS. Somehow it clashes. Not sure why. But this phone has given me good service for almost a year and a half now, not quite the full term of its contract. It's still working to a fashion. Yep, this is definitely one of the quickest ways to the top because it's so steep. I must be making pretty good progress here. It's getting a little rustic for my liking, but I will persevere. Yep, this has been used quite frequently. I can tell by the wear pattern on the trail. So, whatever kind of trace I get today on my GPS, I will live with it. Remembering that with all the technology aside, we're still basically out here for the fun of exercise. Wow, I can almost touch the ground. in front of me.
Workout average pace, 51 minutes, 29 seconds per kilometer.
Yeah, not too good. I'm pretty much going to ignore her for the rest of the morning. I've never been up here before. This is the first for me, trying my darndest not to have to put my hand down. This could be one of those times when I have to stop recording and concentrate a little more on my accent. Still looking pretty well marked, so I shall push on. But I think you can hear from my breathing that I'm still giving her. Yep, I want to know what's going on with my GPS, and then I keep rationalizing, saying that I don't need to know. Suffice it to say, I'm climbing a mountain, a close by mountain. Made it up a rock climb from hell. I was recording this podcast for my thousands of listeners when the trail started to change from being a running trail to being a hiking trail to being a climber's trail. I'm now back to almost the summit, and I'm on pretty much a hiking trail again. So, technical issues today. That'll be about the 20th time that technical issues have affected my show, but I always manage to get one out, even if it's just a short audio of me clambering across the rocks. I have now joined officially the South Ridge Trail after just climbing up the East Ridge. Yep, I'm almost at the summit, and we're almost at the end of Zen Veda Day 30. Tomorrow is the big send-off party. Okay, so Mount Doug pretty much conquered. Not too much running from me for this recording, but a lot of heavy breathing. Okay, I can run again. Yeah, Zen Maiden. Good idea, Adam. Not so sure I want to be part of Blab. I think I really don't need any further excuses to Blab ad infinitum. The running jackal, I think, has probably bitten the bug and swallowed it whole. Just heading up towards the summit. Just doing one final bit of bushwhacking. Yep, next thing will be the parking lot at the summit, and then I cross the street and go up to the lookout spot. Looks as if I'm going to be alone at the summit. What I'll do is I'll record a little bit of video and I'll use the audio from the Sony Dita for short. Dita is the new girl in my life. Dita's Sonia's younger sister, and Sondita is helping me this moment by capturing the audio.
24 minutes, 26 seconds per kilometer.
Okay. So 24 minutes per kilometer. That's better than 54 or whatever it was. So I'm just going to put the recorder down on the lookout thing with all the names, all the destinations from all the points that I can't see from where I am. Let's get to video mode. All right, and I'll flip the view so you can see my ugly mush. Is that working? I can't see. Let's see. All right. No numbers are turning. Why? Oh. I give up. I give up. No view today. Maybe just a picture, if I can get the camera to work. Oh, here we go. So that should be a view of something. Not sure what. Seems to me that my screen isn't displaying anything. Front and back. Oh, here we are. Hello. Yep, we're here. So as you can see, this is the top of Mount Doug, and I'm on my own. And there is absolutely no view. There's just me and my new voice recorder. So for Zen Veda day 30, not sorry, not the best day for a video, but still. Until tomorrow, Zen Veda day 31. All right. Bye-bye. It's definitely not behaving itself today. But I'm sure I can do something with the audio.
Workout average pace, 24 minutes, 3 seconds per kilometer.
All right. Now I head back. So far, the GPS has failed me. The movie mode has failed me. My throat has failed me. I had a bit of a dry throat incident, like I wanted to spit something out, but there was nothing there. All right, so straight home and try and stay vertical. That is the order of the day. I think what I will do is go back down the Glendenning Trail. That'll take me out of the park at Harvest Lane. Yep, the difference between uphill and downhill. She was hiking up to the summit. So the only people on the mountain at the moment are runners and hikers. The road is still closed. So our house guests took the evening flight out from Victoria yesterday for Toronto. I think they enjoyed their visit. It was very hot and sunny. They only caught the beginning of the deluge. Yep. I have to be careful to stay vertical now. Let me check that I'm still recording. Yep, still recording. So, Sondita. Dita for short. I think she's going to serve me well. And my other one, Sonia, is going to a good home. I'm going to loan it to Derek when we run together. And then I'll be able to use possibly 2 audio feeds from 2 runners.
Workout average pace. 22 minutes, 49 seconds per kilometer.
Yep, I'll be running in about 4 minutes, and I should be able to keep that up all the way home. So today I'm going to put it down in my log as 45 minutes of hiking and running, and possibly 5 kilometers distance. At this stage, I'm more interested in the time on my feet than in the actual distance, because I have no real way of checking the distance. I could use the mapping tool, I guess. I know where I ran. Oh, hello, doggy. Hi.
Hi, morning.
Does your dog bite?
No.
Good. I thought you were going to say, that's not my dog.
Good way to start your day, hey?
For sure. But try and stay vertical, okay? Yep. She was in excellent physical shape for somebody of her age. I mean, she was in good shape for any age, let's put it that way. But I'm guessing she was probably my age, maybe a little younger. All right, so I'm just coming out of the tricky area and nicely damped down. The sand is a real pleasure to run on. I won't end up with trail tan on my ankles from all the dusty section that I have to run through now. But, you know, it has rained a fair amount today. There are signs of where the rivulets of water have cut into this sand gully, but it's not kicking up. Normally there's like a dust storm situation here. All right, just heard a squirrel calling for his mother. Looking, I could say I'm listening forward to hearing from you guys. I heard Jim last night.
Workout average pace. 21 minutes, 43.
Oh, give me a break, lady. All right. Pedal to the metal. All the way back. This is a downhill cadence of about 89 to 90, depending if you count every footfall or every complete stride. I can smell pot again up here. Somebody is smoking up here. Well, I'm sure they're not going to do anybody any harm, maybe themselves, but I don't think so. Down, down the Powerline Trail. This is definitely the quick exit. This is like the fire escape from the summit. Once you've done the first little rock section, then you're like a bowling ball in a chute. Hello.
Morning.
I was hiking with poles. I have a theory about hiking with poles, and I think it's basically a good thing for people to do with a 100-mile race, because quite frankly there are sections when you will have no choice but to hike, and having the poles gives you one more option of a way of traversing the terrain. You can use the poles sooner than a runner would break from a run into a hike and then a climb, meaning that you probably will be saving a fair amount of energy by taking the pole option a little sooner. So it's almost like ensuring that the runners don't get too carried away with the run and then get too much bogged down by the hike. They've got this intermediate phase where they can use their arms and use their minds, because it is basically a toy you're using for balance and for theoretically adding a little bit more muscle power to your
Workout average pace.
climbing.
17 minutes, 13 seconds per kilometer.
I think I'm back to 6 minutes per kilometer. How can that be? Maybe it found the old reading, I don't know. Alright, so almost back into civilization. See, that was quick from the summit down to here. So this basically is one of my typical shows. If you like what you hear, subscribe. I will always be available on Spreaker and almost always available on YouTube. If I remember to post the link to the right platform on Spreaker. If I send it direct from the phone via the library Wi-Fi, I have to represent it to get it on YouTube by downloading it and then reloading it and then deleting the old one. And then if it goes in via the laptop, I can choose which social media outlet to use. I think I've got a choice of about 7 different ones, all the usual suspects. Alright, so this is a boring section of sidewalk. This is probably where I will make up my pace back to something more realistic. I'll be interested to see what happened with the trace. Normally there are some clues as to when you lost contact. They were too busy talking, those two. Hello. Yep, another busy cyclist trying to catch up with his friends, I think. Yep. Because of the brevity of this outing, I'm pretty sure that there might be some musical interludes. Good morning. A guy I've seen for the last 15 years on this street. Maybe not 15, that's probably longer than we've been here. We came here in 97. So it's 18 years. It can't be. Maybe. My math is not very good, as you know. So I'm about 1 kilometer from home. Just passing the minimalist house. His neighbor is selling up. I guess he's tired of living next to the minimalist. I think I bumped into the old lady's daughter. That's right, yeah. I don't think there is a Mr. Neighbor. The minimalist has a widow living next to him who wants to sell up and move into something more comfortable, I guess. She must be in her 90s, I guess. The old lady, the grand dame. So I will post this as soon as I can and send it, your way. Here comes a runner.
Workout average pace, 13 minutes, 12 seconds per kilometer.
Yeah. I've been halving it every kilometer. Hi. It's gone 52, 26, 12. Yeah, a lot of times the GPS stats become unusable. Then you have to go back and retrace with the mapping tool and just remember why you went out there in the first place. And it was to go for a run, to go for a hike, to go for a climb. All the rest is icing on the cake. So finally, this is the running jackal heading home to edit whatever he has for your enjoyment.